Government transparency issues and the debate over classified information. Exploring the tension between government classified information, secrecy, and democratic principles in an engaging, casual conversation. Government secrecy versus democratic principles, a balancing act. Hey, so I've been thinking a lot lately about this tricky tension between government secrecy and the really important democratic principles we all sort of take for granted. Like, on one hand, governments need to keep certain things confidential. I mean, there's a reason we have government classified information and why some stuff stays under wraps. But on the other hand, you want a government that's transparent because democracy thrives on accountability and trust. So where do you draw the line? It's a constant struggle. Think about government information secrecy, that cloak of invisible walls that protects everything from national security operations to diplomacy strategies. In a lot of cases, secrecy is about protecting citizens. You don't want every detail of a covert operation out in the open, right? But then again, when that secrecy extends to government documents, secrecy regarding policies that affect millions, it can undermine the very principles democracy is built on. And it's not just about the info itself. There's also government secret policies that sometimes shape entire countries without the public ever knowing. The problem is when they lack oversight, these shadows, these hidden maneuvers, can spiral into abuses of power or corruption. That's where transparency issues come in. If the government isn't transparent enough, how can voters make informed decisions? How do we hold officials accountable? One of the most interesting things about this issue is how government confidentiality is justified so often. Officials argue, look, this is for national security. We need to keep this quiet to keep the country safe. And sure, that's valid in many cases. But then there are situations where secrecy just becomes a tool to hide mistakes, evade criticism, or even cover up wrongdoing. As citizens, we're caught in that tug of war. On a personal note, I've always been fascinated by stories that illustrate this tension between secrecy and democracy. Actually, there's a psychological thriller called Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit that really captures this vibe. It mixes a spy thriller's secrecy and governmental cover-ups with a plot involving alien manipulation. It's wild, but it speaks to the mistrust so many people feel about government secrecy in a way that's thrilling and thought-provoking. If you're curious, you can buy now an ebook, print, or audio, and see how the story weaves government transparency issues into a suspenseful narrative. It's the kind of book that makes you think about how much is really hidden from us, and what that means for our democracy. Ultimately, I think the debate about government secrecy versus democratic principles comes down to trust and oversight. We need government information secrecy for protection, no doubt, but that secrecy should never be a shield for unchecked power. In a perfect world, this is balanced by mechanisms like independent watchdogs, freedom of information laws, and a vigilant press. They serve as a counterweight to government document secrecy and the potential dangers lurking behind closed doors. So next time you hear that something's been classified or kept confidential, it's worth wondering, what's the real story? How does this secrecy serve the public, and how might it be used against it? It's complicated, and honestly, it's a conversation worth having more often. Thanks for hanging out and talking through all this. And if you want a fictional yet gripping take on government secret policies and the shadowy edges of secrecy, don't forget to check out Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It's available in all formats, ebook, print, and audio, so you can enjoy it however you prefer.